Your hands drop for 1 second. That is all it takes. In the chaos of a real assault, that moment of perceived safety becomes your death sentence. Understand the surrender trap and you walk away. Ignore it and you get carried out. You see it in every street fight video. One person throws a punch, the other staggers, and the aggressor drops his hands to walk away or celebrate. That moment of triumph is the trap springing shut. The fight is not over until the threat is completely neutralized. Dropping your guard invites a second attack that often ends the fight permanently. This is not about tapping out in the gym. This is the lethal mistake of lowering your guard in the chaos of a real assault. Your brain tells you the threat has passed, but the attacker is still there, still motivated and still capable. You must treat every second until you are safe as a combat second. Keep your hands up. Keep your eyes on the threat. Move to safety. Do not assume victory until you have created distance and an exit. The surrender trap is a cognitive failure rooted in our evolutionary biology. When the human brain experiences extreme stress, it seeks relief. After a flurry of blows, the nervous system screams for a reset. This is why fighters in the ring clinch or back off after an exchange. They are buying time for their nervous system to regulate. On the street, that reset is a luxury you cannot afford. The moment you drop your guard, your brain tells you it is safe. But the reality is that the attacker is still there, still armed and still motivated. You must override this biological urge. Train your mind to recognize that the fight continues until you are out of harm's way. Your guard is your lifeline. Keep it up until you are safe. Consider the 2009 incident in Oakland where a man was attacked by a group of assailants. After taking a blow, he fell to his knees and raised his hands in a surrender gesture. The attackers paused for a split second. Then one delivered a fatal kick to his head. The victim's surrender was genuine, but the predators saw only an opportunity. This is the predator-prey dynamic at work. A predator does not stop when the prey submits. It stops when the prey is dead or incapacitated. The surrender trap is a human construct that predators instinctively exploit. You must understand this. In a real assault, you are not negotiating. You are surviving. Do not offer submission. Keep your guard up and fight for your life. Fencing response is a neurological phenomenon that compounds the surrender trap. When a person takes a significant blow to the head, their arms often extend outward or upward in a reflexive posture. This is a sign of traumatic brain injury, not surrender. To an untrained observer, it looks like the person is giving up or raising their hands in submission. In a street fight, this can trigger the attacker to move in for the kill, mistaking a medical emergency for a tactical advantage. Understanding this distinction is critical. If you see a fencing response in yourself or a training partner, the fight is over. You need immediate medical intervention. Do not continue. Your life depends on recognizing this sign and getting help. Training to avoid the surrender trap requires a fundamental shift in how you approach combat. The first step is scenario-based drilling that simulates the chaos of a real attack. You must practice maintaining your guard while taking hits, while shouting, while moving backward. Your coach should create situations where you feel the urge to drop your hands, fatigue, pain, surprise, and then force you to keep them up. This is designed to rewire your nervous system so that the guard position becomes an automatic response, not a conscious choice. You drill until keeping your hands up is as natural as breathing. In the chaos of a real fight, you will not have time to think. Your training must take over. Make the guard your default state. The 2006 case of a police officer in Dallas illustrates this perfectly. The officer had subdued a suspect and was cuffing him when the suspect appeared to relax. The officer dropped his guard, turned his head to call for backup, and the suspect produced a hidden knife, stabbing him in the neck. The officer survived, but only because of immediate medical attention. His mistake was not the arrest. It was the moment he assumed the fight was over. The surrender trap is not just for unarmed civilians. It kills professionals who should know better. You must treat every situation as active until you have physically secured the threat and removed yourself from danger. Do not let a moment of calm fool you. Stay armed with awareness. In the context of multiple attackers, the surrender trap becomes exponentially more dangerous. If you are facing two or more opponents, dropping your guard to deal with one leaves you exposed to the others. This is why Krav Maga and Systema emphasize 360-degree awareness and never fixating on a single threat. The moment you surrender to one attacker, the others see an opening. The only safe response is to keep your hands up, move dynamically, and seek an escape route while maintaining a defensive posture. Surrender is not an option when the wolves hunt in packs. You must train to keep your head on a swivel, to move with purpose, and to use your environment to your advantage. Your survival depends on your ability to see the whole picture, not just the immediate threat. Historical examples of the surrender trap abound in military history. During the Vietnam War, American soldiers were trained to never assume a wounded enemy was out of action. The booby trap of the dead soldier who detonates a grenade when approached is a classic example. In hand-to-hand combat, the same principle applies. A downed opponent can still strike, kick, or produce a weapon. The surrender trap is a lesson taught by every conflict, yet it is one that fighters continue to ignore. You must internalize this. The fight is not over until you are safe. Do not let a fallen opponent fool you. Maintain your guard, keep your distance, and be ready for anything. The surrender trap is a killer. Keep your hands up, your eyes open, and your mind sharp. Train to stay in the fight until you are safe. That is the difference between walking away and being carried out.